What's up, guys? Drew Gibson and Eric Oakley here to do some red, white, and boom coverage with Jomez. This is a pretty stacked lead feature card with Drew, Dutch Napier, Patrick Brown, and Izak McDonald. So this course is pretty birdie or die, so let's get to it. Here's hole one. Par 3, 250 feet downhill through the tunnel.
Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good starting hole, especially for this course. As you said, it's a birdie or die. Every hole basically you're trying to get a 2, otherwise you're not too happy about it. But this is a pretty challenging hole, especially to start off this course, which is a course where you're just trying to get out of there with as many birdies as you can.
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing a turnover judge. I was thinking about throwing a sidearm, opted away from that because I figured I'd throw it in the water somehow.
Let's see how it plays off. It's a pretty low ceiling, but as long as you just get it out there, you're going to be looking at a putt. So.
Yeah, I was just, coming off the first hole, I was just trying to get myself a look at some type of good score, just to get the round started pretty smooth.
Napier.
Dutch Napier out of Kentucky, I believe. He is a lights out putter, so I'm excited to see this dude play some golf. He's opting for the sidearm. Been nice and low. The downhill did not help him there.
Yeah, it seemed like he turned over his, I think that was maybe like one of their A-series discs, turned it over a little bit, and either the way the ground shaped or whatever, he just kind of bounced off of there, hit a little stick, and kind of rolled out of bounds on that. I don't know if you could tell in the video.
Yeah, so he stayed in, so. No, he didn't. Oh, that's a bummer.
Patrick here with the same shot that I tried to throw, a little turnover judge shot. Kind of doesn't turn over enough, just gets a 35-footer. Well in his range, though.
Oh, all day. Izak is up next. This kid bombs, so not too many holes we get to see him open up, but this is, shows his touch if he has it. Not the way you want to start, so he'll be proceeding to the drop zone, which is pretty favorable. It's a low ceiling. I saw a couple people have to go there. It's not where you want to be.
Yeah, I actually didn't have the luxury of practicing this course, so when I saw them putting from there, I'm like, oh wow, that's, like you said, it's favorable for throwing out of bounds, but you got to really commit to that putt in order to give it a good run. Patrick pulled it right a little bit.
First putt of the tournament. It's always tough to get dialed in right away. Making it look easy, dude.
Oh, snuck it in there. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to throw my drive somewhere where I can get a look at the 2 and happen to be able to convert, which is a good start to the round for me.
PV comes back. Figured he would do that, making it look easy. These other guys are going to be cleaning up some bogeys, and that's not where you want to start. But on this course, there are more holes coming.
Yeah, this is a course where if you get a bogey, it's just time to buckle down and just get that one extra bonus birdie you might not have been planning on getting, or just making sure that you play the rest round clean. One bogey out here isn't going to kill you, but starting off the round on this course with a bogey is definitely a little bit of put your head down a little bit and go to the next hole and make sure you focus.
Yep. So hole 2, this is a nice little tunnel downhill. It's got OB directly behind the basket with the road. So this hole had me troubled. I wanted to throw the sidearm, but these trees come into play. So we're gonna get to see what you threw here to try and attack this one. Another judge?
Yeah, I tried to go for the same shot I went for on hole 1. Just a little more of a stable judge though. Didn't really want to turn it over in those trees on the right and have no putt. Just kind of let it go a little early and nose up and just kind of hyzered out on me. Luckily I hit those trees and ended up going left. Patrick
wants to follow you.
Yeah. He hit the curb and rolled back. I saw it bounce from the tee pad. I didn't know what he hit or what happened, but that's a pretty favorable bounce, especially for a hole like this.
Take all the love you can get. That's the more traditional line here.
Yeah, Dutch absolutely threw a beautiful shot. Tested the ceiling the whole way, dropped right before that pine tree, 30 feet short of the basket. Just nuts right next to that. That's how you draw it up if you could.
That's looking pretty nice as well. Just gotta sit.
Yeah, that's that same putter he threw on the first hole. It turned over a little bit on him. He trusted it there, and it worked out for him with a nice little putt.
From that distance, I mean, you can give it a chance, but you're never ringing those in all the time.
Yeah, and I had a weird shadow putt with the road to the left. I just wasn't trying to catch a bad roll out of bounds, then turn this little hole into something it shouldn't be.
The guys are These other guys are going to clean up some birdies. We all know those putts. There's some jitters from hole 1, making sure you clean up. 3 birdies and a par on this hole seems pretty good, especially. This is one of the, I would say this is probably one of the more difficult ones, even though it's still pretty short. It's just all the jail.
Yeah, the tee shot is actually very challenging. If you wouldn't maybe see it from the tee pad about that road 20 feet behind him, I only saw Patrick's shot. He didn't throw much of a different shot than me, and his shot almost was out of bounds, you know, having to make a 25-footer for par. Instead, he's, 15 feet for birdie. So to be able to get through that hole, it's kind of like hole 1. To get through that hole and actually not have some type of catastrophic thing happen is actually a big bonus.
Totally. This one has another kind of wall of trees before the basket, and OB, again, right behind the basket to the left side. So this is a little bit more, we actually can probably see some more drivers on this one rather than we've seen putters on the first. Yeah,
you're going to get to see us throw some good shots here. I mean, maybe not good results, but some shots with a little power on them. Yeah. Patrick actually caught a little bit of a break there, hyzering out into the road, caught that tree, he's going to leave him about a 50-foot look.
This is definitely a good hole to get, especially if you miss the first one, one of the first 2.
This is a good designed hole. I mean, this is actually a really good golf hole. Looks like Dutch got a little unlucky on that tree. I mean, that's definitely in Dutch range, though, from there.
For sure. I felt like this hole played longer than it looked, and maybe longer than it says.
Oh, for sure. I got up there, and like I said, I didn't practice, so I got up there and I threw my little fan grip triple X shot, and was like, I actually thought I threw it decent. I was up there, and you're gonna see what happened here. Yeah.
Nice and short.
Yeah, I thought I hung it. I thought I threw an almost perfect shot. I was me 25 feet short. I just misread the hole, like you said. It's just way more tucked back in there than you'd think it is.
That was a good bid. A lot of these holes actually play that way, where they're deceiving in length. Maybe the caddy books were a little off, but some things moved around because of things out of their control.
Oof. Yeah.
That's with a great bid. We knew he was going to be running that one. On this, especially on these holes, especially on this type of course, you're going to see all these players running putts, even with OB behind it, because you can clean up these extra strokes. You can make comebacks and get a lot of birdies.
Well, and the thing is, on these first few holes, if you're not out of bounds on your first putt, you're going to be taking your meter and be 15 feet. So really, as long as you don't go out of bounds, you're just going to hopefully be tapping in for par. Yeah. I mean, all of us put pretty good runs on the basket. 2 of them hit it. Izak and I airballed, and we were tapping in. So it's not somewhere where you can really putt it 40 feet away and have to make a 40-foot comeback on these holes.
Yep.
But yeah, Patrick's another player like Dutch, where anywhere on that course, when he's got the putter in his hand, he can get it in there. Yeah. So yeah, just right there, he showed that he's putting a good run on the basket. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the round goes.
Mm-hmm. So hole 4, this is a traditional disc golf hole where you have a sidearm, you have a backhand hyzer. It doesn't really matter what route you take, you just miss this tree and give yourself a putt. Again, you can go long, but it is pretty hard to reach if you're throwing the right disc and you have some decent distance control.
Yeah, this is one of the holes on the course where you step out to it and you're just like, all right, well, birdie, like as one of us players, you step up there and you're just like, all right, let's just get it right in there.
Mm-hmm. There's the sidearm route.
Dutch saws this one off a little bit, gets right around the tree, gets a nice little straight skip, and I mean, that's inside the circle. That's Dutch's happy place right there. He feasts on those putts.
IMAC, high hyzer. This is a good play if you can just get it to drift over there and settle nicely.
Yeah, he's just throwing his P2. I mean, he throws that disc the first 3 holes, or 3 of the 4 holes. He's really good with that disc, actually.
Captain America shield?
No, Captain America harp.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's the shield.
Yeah, I thought you meant shield disc harp. I took the same line as Izak there. I just kind of tossed it up there, nose up. There you go.
All day,
Dutch cashing it in.
Making it look as easy as it comes. Look at you guys. Surround the basket.
Patrick with a nice little tap in.
And these baskets aren't totally made to be tournament baskets, but they were all right for me at least. I didn't see too much, but I did not hear the same stories from everyone else. So maybe better than some other baskets we played on this year. So just gotta sit there and be happy that we have baskets at all.
Yeah, I mean, we also have to realize that these are temporary baskets. This course isn't in 365 days out of the year. We're lucky to be out there and be able to play here.
Hole 5. This is probably one of the more traditional holes that we've played a lot this year. The bigger, longer par 3s. You have a big arm, you're really excited, but you have the gap on the left side. We have to throw a really nice flex shot, or, which I'm hoping you'll see, is a lot of big hyzers here. And this is a hole that when we practiced, it was better to go longer than you think.
Yeah, this is a hole where I know Philo's not playing the tournament, but I just think of Philo just carving this hole up right down the middle with this nice little flex shot. Like
he would line it up.
That's what this.
Draw it up perfectly.
Yeah, this hole is made for someone like that who can just feast on that straight, nice little turnover flex shot. But
that's just looking like he wants that line too. See how he does it.
Oh,
hanging it.
Hold it.
It's a tough line if that wind picks up, man.
He just threw it a little low. I mean, he didn't throw a bad shot. This hole's very challenging going that way. You either got to throw a nice cut roller and really trust your disc, or you got to throw that straight shot. Or you can do this.
And murder it.
Yeah. The kid absolutely smashes the disc.
That'll play.
Yeah, it's a very good, given in a putting range, he's a very good putter as well.
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing an Enforcer that you hooked me up with.
Sup? Put a pretty good move on that. It's a little high. It's going to crash into the trees here. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I was actually really happy with that. I saw Isaac's line and I saw him land a little short, and I was like, just get a little higher than his and see if you can get it down there a little farther. And luckily I tombstoned it right there, about 25 feet short.
Pretty good. So this is one of those holes that it's just so crucial that it is a little bit longer, but you don't take that forward. You just get your up and down for a 3 if you have that look for a 2.
There you go. Absolutely. Bang. On the heart. Yeah, I mean, you can't draw it up much better than that. Straddled out.
Straddled, low ceiling.
Yeah.
Good spin. Dead center all day. Nice putt, dude.
Thank you.
It's a good birdie to get.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Like I said, on this course, you're just trying to give yourself as many opportunities to make a putt as you can, and hopefully you capitalize on most of your putts and get a good score out there. Oh, man. Dutch cleaning it up.
2 down on this hole probably was, no, without a doubt, was the best scoring from any group on this hole on the day. So that's pretty rad to see from your feature card that they're showing up to play. No, Patrick. He's an animated guy. He's good to be around. He's always good to play with. Well, this next hole, I am a big fan of. I thought it was really well drawn up.
Yeah, you got the big hyzer, you got this little low branch under the tree, 330 feet. I mean, there's so many shots you could throw on this hole. Someone like you has a nice flip-up sidearm, can just fillet a sidearm down there. There's so many shots you can throw on this hole and get a good result where, like you said, it just makes it a good golf hole to where there's nothing where, like, oh man, you have to throw this shot, you have to do this. Like, it just, shape your shot and get the good result.
Mm-hmm. There's the OB just to the left side of the basket that goes down towards a creek at the road.
Isaac threw this mid-range a little high, got a weird little kick to the right, but should have an upshot from over there.
Overstable flex.
Yeah, I'm trying a little more unconventional route probably on that hole. Ended up skipping in these woods that they have over here.
It looks thick enough that if you sat on the outside, you might have some bit of a look, but if you punched in, it doesn't look like fun.
Patrick, I don't know what disc he's throwing here, but he turns it over a little bit and gets stuck in those little trees over there. He's probably gonna have some type of look, but I'm sure that wasn't what he was going for.
This is the route I might like. Hopefully he's throwing it understable, just keeping it down. It's all right. Dutch will clean up from there.
Yeah, that's 2 orders in a row. Dutch threw a little low. I'm sure that's not affecting him much, but I'm sure on the next holes he's going to try to make that adjustment.
And that shows that you're professionals. Even when the bad shot happens, you just see him step up and clean up.
Izak caught a little branch there on his long jump putt. He's going to have probably about a 30-footer for par.
It's not what you're looking for.
Oh.
Left side.
Just misses high left. I'm sure he wishes he had that one back, but...
An awkward stance.
Yeah, I was pinned up in there. I had to ask. I walked around the bushes for a couple of minutes trying to see just so I can get in there. But yeah, I had to ask the group, hey, am I good here? Like, I couldn't tell, so it was definitely a tough spot for only being 20 feet away. But with the shot I threw, it's gonna kind of happen. I'm just glad that I was able to pick up my 3 here and move on to the next couple holes.
Imac cleaning up a bogey.
He's a good sport for especially being a young kid. I mean, he handles it pretty well. He's upset, but the next hole he throws his drive and he goes, oh, I'm gonna make the putt. Like, he's just a very confident player. He knows what he's capable of, and it's good to see in a kid like that. So everyone's pretty close. I mean, no one's really. We've only played a few holes through 6 holes, but no one's just closing anyone out. No one's doing much. This is a hole pretty straight. To me, there's a sidearm line, possibly.
I threw the sidearm.
Okay.
I had a putt. I didn't convert, but it's there. It's a more awkward sidearm, but the tunnel is not easy to navigate. There's a lot of overhang.
Yeah, it's a shot where you definitely have to flex it. Like, you're not going to just throw a dead straight shot out there. Here I'm trying to just throw a triple X right at that tree, and honestly my play was miss it on either side. Just miss it either right or left, and just get it. Again, I'm just going back to get a putt, get a putt, get a putt. As many times you can convert out here, you're going to be happy with your score.
Yeah, I think I was talking with Tina and a couple other people earlier today that I had a putt on 18 holes out of 19, and but it's so easy to do out there, and then your round doesn't feel as good as it is because in my case, you missed half of your putts.
Yeah, no, that's the thing out here, and that's why I keep going back to it, is you just give yourself looks out here like Dutch's. Dutch just gave himself, 35-footer probably.
He's not out of it.
And, for a player like that, you have a good chance of making that. And here Izak does the same thing. They're not trying to ace run it. They're not, they're just putting themselves in the opportunity to get a good score. And on this kind of course, that's what you got to do. Patrick, gave it a good run, got a weird little bounce off the basket. I thought he made it. I was standing right behind him. Oh.
On that left side.
Yeah.
In is in. We'd like to call those successful putts.
They
don't always feel perfect, but they're in.
Yeah, the scorecard we had to put a 2 down, so that was a bonus. But here's Dutch. Oh. Wow. Yeah, that's uncharacteristic miss for Dutch right there, just outside the circle. Imac, pounds it home.
Great recovery. Man.
And that's what I'm saying about him. He threw that drive and he goes, I'm going to make that putt. He was just so confident going from that miss and that, kind of bad upshot. Here's Patrick. Oh, just missed it low. Back to Izak, though. That kid, I've never played with him before in a tournament. Playing with him today was a real treat. I know how it was when I played when I was that age, and the kid really holds himself together well. He's out there just grinding it out like everybody else. And like I said, he had that tough upshot, 30 feet, miss left, and the next hole, I'm going to nail it. It's very easy to get negative at that point. So I got to commend him for, always being confident and being into the next shot, to where it's very easy for everybody. I don't know, who you are, to not be confident after you just miss, bogey in a hole you're trying to birdie.
Comfortable hole, yeah. Got an island hole here, and this one's a fair island. It's not gimmicky. It's not trying to get you. The hole's not too long. I was throwing a putter. We'll probably see some overstable discs that like to sit. You just hang it out and sit on there. You looked away. You didn't even have to. You're probably walking off on this one.
Yeah, here I'm just throwing my criminal. I'm just hanging it out. I picked a spot on the tree out there and just kind of said, if you throw it up there, nose up, you're going to land on that island. And so I threw it up there and I was like, okay, hey, I hit my line. Hopefully I just stick in the grass. Izak throws it a little short, definitely in his putting range. This is a hole where you're just trying to get it in the inbounds. Your only goal on this is not to ace it, not to do anything. That's your goal.
Inbounds, right?
You're just trying to throw it as
like
close
Dutch.
as you can and be inbounds. That's all you want to do. So here's Patrick.
A felon. It's a good disc choice as well.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can really bomb it when he needs to and has almost more touch than anybody on tour. I mean, the guy can throw some of the best shots you've ever seen. Izak,
top band.
Yeah, Izak pulls it high. I mean, but even there, he's handling it well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to show some emotion, and as long as it's not affecting anybody else.
I don't know how
Dude.
8-ball corner pocket, is that what you say when you do that?
You don't need any chains, man. Just put it in the basket.
Yeah, you just slam it in there.
You're going to put another 2 down, right?
Yeah, hey, there's 2 in a row. Technically I had 2, but really we know what happened. But no, on that, I let it go. And it went in, and Patrick thought it went through the front of the rim. The way it sounded, he's like, "Did you make it through the front?" I'm like, "No, it went in somehow, but it didn't." The way it sounded, he said it went. He thought it went through the front of the rim. It's
That's
crazy.
so good.
So,
I mean, you got a 3-stroke lead, but you just haven't made any mistakes, and you've converted on some putts. Yes, they've been maybe more on the successful side, but you just got to feel good about being in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, like I said, all you want to do out here for anybody, I don't care if it's me or the next guy. You just want to give yourself the opportunity to score. And I've done that besides for that one hole where I was stuck in the tree. I've taken pretty good advantage, especially with your successful putts, of maybe not throwing the best shot or the best putt, but actually still scoring on the course.
Totally. This is a great hole. There's OB just behind the basket, so it's a good distance control. And I think you hung this a little wide, and
nope,
it's going to work out great. There's a tunnel that Drew missed, but the hyzer's there, obviously, as now we see. And this is a look that I was thinking about today, and but I didn't practice it. And it's farther than you think, but at the same time, again, this is a distance control shot because there's an OB path, and beyond it is out of bounds. So you just have to have the disc check up, hit the line, and give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
This is the more traditional line from PB. And he makes that look real good, catching some trees.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was probably giving that disc an ace run right there if it didn't nick those trees. I mean, he was on a nice hyzer line, nice clean shot. Izak, I think he's throwing maybe a Sexton Firebird here. Pulls it a little like I did, a little too stable of a disc, kind of caught that tree. But again, that's still an Izak's jump putt range right there, as crazy as it sounds.
Like we said, everybody's gonna be giving it a run, man.
Yeah,
from everywhere.
Yeah, he's
new on this card. They'd be doing that.
Yeah, he's fearless. Dutch. That's
All
Dutch's.
day.
That's where Dutch eats right there.
It's bread and butter. Morning toast for Dutch.
Morning toast. Some Dutch crunch.
And Drew hoping to get another successful putt.
That
one looked clean.
Yeah, I actually hit that one.
You made one.
Yeah, I made it.
6 down, but you made 1 putt.
Yeah. But no, I mean.
PB after his stellar drive, though.
I like that little upside down thing he's got going on. I don't know if you ever noticed he does that. He putts from close upside down. So when it hits, it just drops straight down and has a chance to kind of dance around on the chains.
It's not a bad idea, especially when you don't trust the basket. Just give it every chance to stay.
Izak cleans up his 3. The rest of us got 2s here. Pretty good. I mean, that's not a gimme hole by any means. That's one of the harder holes on the course.
Yeah, it's a really good hole. It's kind of bonus, but you can definitely get it.
Yeah, hole 10 is basically, for me, you want to throw a hyzer right between the little tree and the big tree and just crash in. Maybe the more conventional shot is the up the middle with some type of fairway driver or mid-range. What did you throw there?
I threw a criminal out wide. I just said I can throw this thing really hard and it's going to dump right to the basket, like you said. So I think if you have the arm for it and you trust it, you just...
Yeah, I'm ripping a criminal here, and I get it a little high and a little hard.
Those things like to dump. Caught the tree.
Yeah, I apologized to my group after this one. I'm like, hey, sorry guys. I threw it in the only tree on the hole and ended up getting a decent shot. Dutch kind of takes a similar shot. I think he's probably throwing a D1 there, but absolutely pures it. I mean, no trees, no anything. Perfect.
Is that good?
I think that's pretty good.
Oh, we're going to see this on the follow.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you could see this. He absolutely threw it perfect.
Look at that action on the ground. That's just wonderful. That's textbook. He was playing the shot knowing that he'd get a little bit of action on the ground, play the hyzer nice, and you get rewarded. When you throw good shots, you like when you get rewarded. So it's very easily
Oh, that's what happened.
He
Patrick caught the back of the tree
sides.
there. Yeah, we didn't know what happened. It just kind of dropped out, and we thought he was around it. Izak here kind of throws the same shot Dutch does with the distance driver. I think he, again, comes right in front of the trees. Nice little shot. Gets a little back kick, but, I mean, that's right in birdie range. Patrick hoists up the putt. I mean, he's going to have a comebacker, but he gave the putt a good run. Actually made 2 in a row, which is a miracle, so that was cool.
Dude.
But yeah, took advantage of a lucky break. I mean, on these kind of courses, you got to do that. If you get a lucky kick or a lucky break, you got to take advantage and make sure that you're not leaving those on the course. Patrick hits that one right in the heart, as you'd expect. The guy's a really good putter. And we got a couple little cleanups here.
Yep. Should be birdies.
And that happens. Yeah, I mean...
His heart was hurting, so was mine, man.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings. I watched that and I was like, I mean...
You can never feel good when you see that either.
No,
man,
you don't feel
tough.
good as a player that does it or a competitor that watched someone else do it. I never want to gain strokes on someone who does that. That's just not the way you want to gain strokes. I mean, it's a bummer that happened.
That's disc golf. And that's the end of the front 10. We got the back 9 coming up, so thanks to Booom for putting on the tournament, anybody who worked on it, Dynamic Discs for sponsoring the tournament, Jomez for being out there shooting it, and I mean anybody who's out there hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure to see people supporting disc golf and making cool things happen.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. We'll catch you on the back 9.
Yeah, this is Beard and Glasses duo from Dynamic Discs, killing it all the time.
All the time.
Be dynamic. Keep watching Jomez.
Woo.